between those who are in the government and those who are in the government right now, or in short, between the former government and the current government, who understands the language of a common citizen or the villagers, as Gachagua puts it?
Mimi nataka niwaambie hii mafuta inaongezwa usiku na mchana. Mimi nataka niwaeleze ya kwamba these people don't understand the damage they are doing to the people and the economy of Kenya. Kwa hii taxes wanaongeza usiku na mchana. Na mimi nataka niwaulize watu wa hapa Manga, tafadhali, mkiona tumesimama hapa mbele yenu, tunawaambia ya kwamba tutengeneze hiyo serikali inakuja.
Welcome back to Vana Media. My name is Professor Wino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. There is something that I want us to talk about here, and I think you can mark this thing with me. That coming 2027, we'll have not one presidential candidate, not two, not three, but probably we can have four or even more. Especially these people that these government officials that are known, these politicians, the notorious politicians. Number one, if at all things will work, or if at all things will not work well as they plan, we'll have William Ruto in the ballot for presidential to vie for the presidential candidate in order to defend his position, his current position. And then number two, we will have Rigathi Gachagua also in the ballot trying to punish William Samoei Ruto for what he has done to him. The third one, we will have Kalonzo Musyoka. In order for him to remain viral in politics, he will have to vie for the presidency. And the fourth and the last one, we might have Raila Amolo Odinga. In case this issue of or this job of African Union does not go on well, Raila Amolo Odinga will be in the ballot. And if at all these people will be in the ballot, I want us to take a look at this. If William Samoei Ruto will be in the ballot, automatically he will be. He comes from Rift Valley. The people that will vote for him are the Rift Valley people. If Gachagua will be on the ballot, the people that will vote for Gachagua are from Central, that is the Mount Kenya. If Kalonzo Musyoka will be on the ballot, the people that will vote for Kalonzo Musyoka comes from Ukambani. And then if Raila Amolo Odinga will be on the ballot, Raila Amolo Odinga will be voted by the Nyanza, Western, Coastal region. I think we all know the strongholds of Raila Amolo Odinga. So it will be very difficult for a presidential candidate who will win, who will emerge the winner as a presidential candidate to garner 50+1% votes as it's normally done. Are you seeing? It will be very difficult for a presidential candidate, a winner, to have the 50+1 votes, percentage of votes that is normally needed. So there will be a challenge, and that one brings me to the discussion of today. But before I do that, I would like to give you a chance to go to the subscription area. You can click the subscribe button, you like, and also share. But I can also remind you, you can give me a comment what you think and where you are. It is also good. As somebody said, that feedback is normally the key thing in any form of communication. I would like to appreciate those who have been giving us support. Without support, this channel cannot grow. We are growing at a very high rate, and I cannot fail to thank you very much for what you are doing for us, the support you are giving us. You are within the country, you are outside the country. It is very good, and I really appreciate what you are doing for us. Thank you very much. May God bless you. May God bless you. Asante sana. Jumping back to our discussion, as I was saying, that the reasons why right now things are not working on well with the Rigathi Gachagua together with William Samoei Ruto. William Ruto has sensed that there is danger. There is fire in the mountain. As a friend, one of my friends normally say that we will be there no matter what. We will be waiting for that time no matter what is happening. So the mistreatment, and another thing that is happening is Rigathi Gachagua slowly is gaining sympathy. Why am I saying this? Today, as we speak, Rigathi Gachagua together with William Samoei Ruto traveled to Meru They went to Meru, and at the moment William Samoei Ruto mentioned the name of Rigathi Gachagua, the crowd started shouting, Rigiji, Rigiji. Listen to this. This reason, William Ruto is now dealing with the Rigathi Gachagua indirectly. And I told you that William Ruto cannot deal with Rigathi Gachagua directly. That's the same way he could not deal with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta directly. He must use some people. William Ruto normally looks for a weapon to use, and his weapon are normally the people. So William Ruto right now is using his own weapons to fight Rigathi Gachagua, and the weapons that he's using are parliamentaries. Somebody like Ichungwa. Those are and some CSS, people like Moses Kuria. Those are the people that Rigathi Gachagua, that William Ruto is using to attack Rigathi Gachagua. Yesterday, there was a National Assembly, there was a parliamentary meeting, and there is something that Kimani Ichung'wah said. You know, if these things are not were not planned, if these things are not planned well, or they were not planned well, there's no way Kimani Ichung'wah can say that the Nyeri MP, that is Madhenge, had something to say, and you would like to listen to it. I want you to listen to this so that you can also know that these things are being planned. These things are planned, and the way things are going on, Ruto knows every step that he's doing, and he has mastered every move. Listen.
Mr. Speaker, maybe I would allow him 1 minute to inform me.
He wanted to inform you. Do you want information?
I would oblige him to inform me.
1 minute, Madenge.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I speak on behalf of the 6 elected members of Parliament in Nyeri County, and this also includes both the Senator and the Women Rep. We have really suffered intimidation and blackmail. And it is imperative that as elected leaders, we be allowed the space to execute the mandate that the ordinary people in Nyeri gave us when they voted for us. It is not possible that the people of Nyeri voted for us so that we can follow an individual when that individual goes dancing, drinking Moratina, and eating Nyamachoma. It is not possible. And it's not even in Nyeri. It is in the dancing is happening in Honorable Kejori's constituency. We want to speak from the floor of this house and inform the country that respect is two-way. You cannot disrespect us in other constituencies and expect us to maintain the respect that we have accorded you for the last 2 years. Respect is earned. It is not demanded. It is not coerced.
You've made your information.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Wind up.
And another thing, there is something that Kimani Ichung'wah said. Kimani Ichung'wah talked about the bloggers that works for the government. He's saying that there are some bloggers who are working for the government, but they are talking about they're saying they are talking about the death of the president, saying that in case the president dies, Rigathi Gachagua is almost there, so is the next person who will take over as the president. And I think he was referring to this blogger by the name of Wahome. There's something that Wahome Thuku said, and I would like to read it to you. Wahome Thuku said that if anyone thinks on His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua cannot or should not be a president of Kenya, you should blame William Samoei Ruto, who nominated him as running mate. I will repeat because I can repeat it a million times. If anything were to happen to the president, the deputy president will be sworn in within 24 hours. That is the hard constitutional act. So that is Wahome Thuku. That is one of the bloggers that works under. That is one of the bloggers that works under Rigathi Gachagua. That is what he's saying. That the naked truth is that if at all something will happen to William Samoei Ruto right now, automatically Rigathi Gachagua will be sworn in after 24 hours. Within 24 hours, Rigathi Gachagua will be sworn in as the president. So are you seeing? So I wanted to listen to what Kimani Ichung'wah said. It was like Kimani Ichung'wah is also tense that anything is happening, and it's like if anything happens to the president, and most we know that things like this normally happens. Only a deputy president can only be sworn in as the president only when the president is dead. I want us to listen to what Kimani Ichung'wah was saying.
In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, let me speak to
many people, Honorable Speaker, because I saw a very unfortunate post yesterday on social media by those bloggers who work in those big offices, Honorable Speaker, anticipating the demise or the occurrence of a vacancy in the office of the president. Honorable Speaker, there are things people may do casually and post online. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, when my predecessor, the Honorable Charles Jonjo, was Attorney General and Minister for Constitutional Affairs, he made it treasonable to even imagine the death of a president. We are not in that age, Honorable Speaker. But it's unfortunate that bloggers who work for senior officers of this government can post write-ups on social media, either wishing, anticipating, or praying for the occasioning of a vacancy in the office of the president and purporting that the deputy president is only an inch away from the presidency should anything happen to the president. Honorable Speaker, these are things we may take lightly. Just as we may take lightly the talk that you referred to by the governor for Nyeri, or indeed the talk about people going to their villages. And I want to agree with Honorable Soro. These are the kind of things, Honorable Speaker, in 2007, 2008 that led us into the problems that we got into with post-election violence. When people were told to go back to their villages. Honorable Speaker, it is true we all come from villages. But please, when we hold senior government positions, we must grow beyond our villages. We must remember that we bear a greater responsibility to the people of Kenya way beyond our villages. And whatever words we utter out of our mouths, Honorable Speaker, must be words that unite the people of Kenya, not those that create divisions. Because if you create division, Honorable Speaker, you are bringing dishonor. And, Honorable Speaker, dealing a big blow to the dignity that the office you hold would have, Honorable Speaker. Lastly,
but again, there is something that I did not expect to happen. I did not expect the Azimio leaders, the Azimio politicians, members of parliament, of the Azimio members of parliament, to attack Rigathi Gachagua directly. Okay, it's not like we are defending Rigathi Gachagua, but you know, sometimes it is good not to do things maybe the way, even though they say that if you cannot defeat them, join them. But Junet Mohammed, I didn't expect Junet Mohammed to say this kind of things the way he said.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday I watched in the social media the Deputy President carrying a bag in the streets of Jomo Kenyatta. What struck me, Mr. Speaker, in that episode, as somebody who has traveled a lot, is the kind of bag the Deputy President was carrying. That one really struck me. That the kind of bag is not for the Deputy President. That bag is for something else. Another thing that struck me in that episode is what was the content of that bag, because the Deputy President could not even give it to his bodyguard. He had to hold it himself in person, Mr. Speaker. What could have contained in that bag, Mr. Speaker? I don't know whether a committee of this parliament can get to know for us. What is the content of that bag that you cannot even trust with Ngunjiri Wambugu was behind him, that he held for me this bag, Mr. Speaker? I don't know whether Mr. Speaker, those are the two things that struck me in yesterday's episode politically. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, why are we discussing this matter here? The only place that can hold the presidency accountable is Parliament, Mr. Speaker. They are held accountable here, constitutionally. You know, Mr. Speaker, you can hold somebody accountable in the sense that if it is your responsibility to dismiss him from the job he has, then you are the only one who can hold him accountable. It is a clear provision in the Constitution that this is the house that can remove anybody who occupies those offices, Mr. Speaker, and you are a senior lawyer. Mr. Speaker, if what I am seeing, or this trend I am seeing continues, You know very well, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution says a state officer must bring honor, dignity, and respect to the office he's holding. Mr. Speaker, you cannot demean the office you are holding and you expect to attract dignity and respect. Mr. Speaker, let's call a spade a spade. If you want to politic, that is fine. If you want to go and talk in a church, in a public burial place, that is fine. But not to the extent of demeaning the office of the Deputy President. Even the office of Member of Parliament cannot be demeaned, Mr. Speaker. When some of our colleagues misbehave, we take offense. When some of our colleagues here go to burials and behave in a manner that is unbecoming, a manner that a Member of Parliament should not behave, we take offense. We say, no, we talk to them, don't behave that way. As a whip, I guide them in my office. You can't behave like this. I don't know whether the executive has a whip. The whip of the executive now must come in. I don't know whether it is the majority leader who is the whip of the executive. But a majority leader, if somebody is not interested in any job, there are Kenyans who are interested in that job. Man. Why don't you do something? We are here to execute it. There are many Kenyans who can perform. Men and women. And many Kenyans, men and women of high standard and caliber. Including, no, I don't qualify because I'm not from Kenya Kwanza. But anybody else is qualified. Mr. Speaker, you know, Mr. Speaker, the deputy presidency is a very, very critical office. In our neighboring country, the president today who's running that country was a deputy president. She was a deputy president of President Magufuli. And today she's a president of the Republic of Tanzania. So that tells you how important that office. That is not the kind of office that can be occupied by somebody who's pulling a trolley in the corridors of Jomo Kenyatta Airport. It's not possible. So, Mr. Speaker, why we are talking as a parliament, because it is here that we discuss matters of concern to the people. And surely, Deputy President pulling a trolley is of matters of concern to the public. The discussion here is, why did he use the Kenya Airways, public transport? That is neither here nor there. The issue is pulling a trolley. The issue here is, are we as a country having the presidency, giving the presidency the kind of respect that it deserves, Mr. Speaker? And I'm not absolving blame from anybody. Anybody who has not done his work, he can be held accountable. But Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by saying this. Mr. Speaker, people take these offices casually. And somebody thinks that if I become a deputy president, I cannot be held accountable by anybody. A member of parliament will hold you accountable. And the Constitution has given him that provision to hold you accountable. Any member of parliament, by the way, it doesn't matter whether you're Kenya Kwanza or Azimio, any member of parliament can hold you accountable for actions and anything that you speak. I don't want to digress because the speaker has told, let's concentrate on the context. But some of the utterances even are wanting. So, Mr. Speaker, personally as a member of parliament, and you know, some of us, we might not have become deputy presidents, or we may not occupy high offices, but now we are senior members of the country, because some of those people, we have served more terms of parliament than them. They know that. I have been in this parliament more than those people. They know themselves. I don't want to mention names. I am now serving the third term, and people came here one term and sijui jua ilitoka wapi kabulika hawa sasa hawa ni namna hiyo tu, na sisi bado tumebaki tu kama kuku hapa ndani ya tao. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say this, that let us respect the offices we are holding. If you have grievances, deal with your grievances in a manner that befits the office you are holding, and don't bring shame to the country. Don't bring shame to our country. And when you want to divide the country and you want to separate people, nobody will accept that. Nobody will allow that. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I want to say, please, for those people who are very close friends of our friend, please buy him another bag. That bag cannot go on. If next trip, I want to see a better bag. KJ, please. Thank you very much.
Lastly, I would like to listen. I don't know your opinion. I don't know your opinion. That is why I want to give you a chance at the comment section. I don't know your opinion considering the way things are falling apart, or considering the fallout between William Samoei Ruto together with Rigathi Gachagua. Because Babu Owino is saying that these things are just cloud chasing, and that these people are going to work together. It's only that they're trying to play cards, but these people are working together, and it's like they're looking for sympathy because they realized that their government is doomed and no one loves it, especially from the mountain. So what they're targeting is that let the people of the mountain see by themselves that their own has been rejected. So after seeing that their own has been rejected, they will sympathize, and after sympathizing with Rigathi Gachagua, they say that they want to support Rigathi Gachagua. After which it will be now too late, because Rigathi Gachagua will have been taken back by William Samoei Ruto. But I don't think that is the main reason. According to me, the way things are moving on, this is a very big. This is not cloud chasing. This is more than cloud chasing. I wanted to listen to the way Babu Owino is saying. And just a reminder again, if you're meeting for the first time, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can also like and share, and you can also tell me where you're watching us from and how these videos are reaching you. And until you meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Watch this.
And I want to state clearly that there is no fight here. These are games, these are gimmicks. And I want Kenyans to remember this day that these people are going to work together. You know, these people have lost favor in the eyes of Wananchi everywhere in this country. To be specific, in Central Region, where they promised heaven but delivered the Mount Kenya region, the people of the Mount Kenya region, to hell. And right now, people are hurting in Mount Kenya, and therefore the only way to bring Mount Kenya together is to bring the sympathy strategy. It's called the sympathy strategy, where the president purports to be fighting his deputy intentionally, and they've agreed for that matter, so that the people from Mount Kenya can rally behind Rigathi and say that one of our own is being fought, and they all rally behind him, because they had all lost favor in both Rigathi and Ruto. And therefore, after that, after some time in the future, all people from Mount Kenya shall have rallied behind Rigathi, and Rigathi will still deliver them to Ruto, purporting that they have made up and that there is peace that has been brokered. And therefore, there is no fight here. There is no fight here. These people are pretending so that they can get the people of Mount Kenya. I want to tell the Kikuyus, as Babu Owino, I'm your son-in-law, be careful with these two musketeers. These people are lying to you, and I can tell you they are going to work again in future. This war that is being purportedly fought now is to rally you behind one person so that you are delivered later on back to the person who has the knife, who is ready to chop off your heads. These people have no good intentions to help you, but to destroy you. Join us. Join this side, and let us deal with these people.